Medical marijuana. Hey, it's a fact of life in many states. A lot of states have passed statutes that allow people to utilize marijuana for treatment of a medical condition if it's prescribed by a doctor. But what does that do when a guy is working for a company that has an anti-drug policy? Well, that takes us to this week's case. It involves a real case, real man in Michigan. And there, a fellow worked for Walmart, and he was suffering from cancer. He had a prescription for marijuana from his doctor. Marijuana was to reduce his pain. Well, he goes to work one day and he's subjected to a drug test. Walmart has an anti-drug policy. Found that he in fact is using marijuana. Walmart says, "You're out of here. You're out of here." He says, wait a second. I've got a slip from my doctor that says I should use marijuana to deal with the pain. They said, "We don't care. We have no drug policy here. You're out of here." Well, the fellow then sues Walmart. He sues Walmart and contends that they unlawfully fired him. The case goes to trial, and then it actually goes up on appeal to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. The fellow brought the case in federal court. And the courts listened to these two arguments. On behalf of Walmart, it argued, hey guys, we don't care that you can have marijuana as a medical treatment. We do not want to have any drugs in the workplace. The fellow on the other side argued, hey, this is lawful. I have a legitimate prescription from my doctor. It's allowed under Michigan law. Therefore, you, Walmart, are prohibiting me from engaging in lawful employment. Well, the court heard these two arguments and considered this and said, you know, one of the things that's important here is essentially you're suggesting that the medical marijuana statute in the state of Michigan really usurps, really pushes aside all of the other employment provisions under Michigan law and allows people to engage in use of prescribed medications, including what traditionally were controlled substances, in the workplace. Well, the legislature, the court found, didn't consider that. They didn't look at what impact that would have on the workplace, and because it has such a major impact on the workplace, we conclude that the legislature in Michigan did not intend to address that, and therefore we conclude that the legislature basically leaves in place the various policies of employers dealing with use of drugs. And therefore we conclude that Walmart can have a no drug policy, and that you, my friend, violated that policy, and therefore you're out of here. You are lawfully fired by Walmart. Okay, so what do we learn from this? What do we learn from this? Well, one, sometimes we find that the law has some unintended consequences because the legislatures, when they pass a law, can't consider everything under the sun. And in this instance, we don't know whether the Michigan legislators really considered what impact this would have on the employment. But all that being said, we can see that in some instances, the legislature can provide the utilization of substances like medical marijuana, and employers can still have a policy which prohibits the use of those, and that policy will be upheld by a court of law. Therefore, the lesson we learn is that you really need to be aware of what's taking place in your life with your employer before you engage in some conduct that may, in fact, put your job in jeopardy. Well, we bring you this case as we bring you cases every week, so you know how the law works. I'm David Allen.